the sea, and the silence. In a quiet village, tucked between lush green hills and the endless blue of the sea, lived an old fisherman named Elias and his devoted wife, Mira. Life in the village was simple but far from easy. For Elias and Mira, each day was a test of endurance, patience, and faith. Elias rose before the sun, dragging his worn-out nets to the shore. His boat, patched more times than he could remember, rocked gently with the tide as though whispering prayers of safety. Mira stayed behind, tending a small vegetable patch and mending clothes, her hands as calloused as her heart was gentle. Despite their tireless efforts, the fish were few and the earnings meager. Some days, Elias would return with only a handful of sardines, barely enough to trade for rice and oil. Other days, he returned with nothing at all. Hunger often sat at their table, uninvited but familiar. Yet, they never quarreled. Mira always greeted Elias with a tired but loving smile. She would say, "What the sea denies today, it may grant tomorrow." And Elias would nod, warmed more by her faith than any food. Their love was a quiet force, strong and steady. They shared memories like stories told by firelight, their wedding beneath a coconut tree, the birth of their son who died young from a fever, the time Mira sold her only necklace to buy new fishing nets. But the village was changing. Newer boats with motors, nets with sonar devices, and traders with fat purses began crowding the shores. The old ways were fading, and so were the hopes of the poor. One day, Elias pulled up a catch unlike any other, not of fish, but of trouble. Entangled in his net was a large, golden fish. As he tried to untangle it, the fish opened its mouth and said in a voice like the tide, "Spare me, kind man, and I will grant you 3 wishes." Elias, startled and skeptical, dropped the fish back into the sea. When he returned home and told Mira, she laughed and said, "Perhaps the sea knows your heart better than I do." That night, Mira dreamt of the golden fish. In the dream, the fish whispered, "The richest wish is the one you never make." The next day, Elias told a neighbor about the encounter. Word spread, and soon villagers came urging him to find the fish again. Some offered him gold for its location. Others accused him of lying. Elias returned to the sea, not for greed, but in search of clarity. Days passed. The fish did not return. Meanwhile, Mira fell ill. Their savings were gone, and no healer would come without coin. Elias sat by her side, his heart a storm of guilt and helplessness. Then, one stormy evening, when the sea was furious and the winds howled like wolves, Elias took his boat out. He shouted into the waves, "If you hear me, golden fish, I don't ask for riches. I ask for one thing, only heal the woman who has shared my poverty and made it rich with love." The sea calmed. A light shimmered beneath the surface. The golden fish appeared again, its scales glowing like starlight. It said nothing. It simply touched the boat and vanished. When Elias returned home soaked and shivering, Mira was sitting up, her fever gone. She smiled and said, "The sea must have finally listened." They never spoke of the fish again. Years passed. They remained poor, but never in spirit. Villagers who had once mocked Elias now came to him for wisdom. His story spread not as a tale of magic, but of love, humility, and contentment. Elias died first, at the age of 84, under the same coconut tree where he had married Mira. Mira followed a few years later, peacefully, with the sea in her ears and Elias in her heart. To this day, fishermen near that village tell of the old couple who had nothing, yet everything. Some say the golden fish still swims nearby, waiting to test the hearts of those who seek it. Moral values: being thankful for small blessings often brings the greatest